I'm Rob Friedman with Realtor Magazine, and I am with Victoria Gillespie, who is Director of Business Development for Realtors Federal Credit Union, a division of Northwest Federal Credit Union. And last month, we met for the second video in our series called Your Money Matters, and she talked about ways to even out your income as a real estate professional. And one of the things that she said was that you want to take 20% of every commission check and put it in a reserve account. And then she went into some detail about the nature of those reserve accounts. And one thing that she mentioned is that the credit union structure, because it is a membership-driven organization, you can typically get better returns and better terms than you can in other financial institutions. And that's what we want to look at today. So we want to talk a little bit more about the differences between credit unions and other types of financial institutions, and out of that conversation we'll get a better sense of why the credit union can provide some better terms and what some of those terms are. So Victoria?
First of all, the most meaningful difference is that our credit union is member owned. That would be versus a corporation that would be owned by its shareholders or stockholders that they pay dividends to. So when you say member-owned, not-for-profit, cooperative, each word is so meaningful into what that means to us. Not-for-profit in the sense that all of our earnings, that if you were a corporation would be paid to shareholders, those earnings are actually paid back in the form of, one would be higher yields on your savings products, lower and more favorable loan terms, and literally little to no fees of transaction costs.
So it sounds like the credit union can offer a variety of different types of products. And last month you did talk about a couple of accounts. So can you just walk us through a couple of other accounts that the credit union offers that real estate professionals would benefit knowing about?
Sure. One of our most popular ones, and this time of the year specifically, is called our annual due savings account. And what we do is very straightforward. You figure out what your annual dues cost would be, and that's a cost they pay every year, our realtors, and you take that number and divide by 12 months. Every month you put 1/12 of that cost in a savings account. We suggest the best way and the most efficient way is to have it on the same day each and every month. 1/12 gets transferred from a primary account into this pegged savings account. When the year comes to completion and you're ready in the next cycle, you simply take a debit card and pay your dues for the year. Of course, if you're into the year a little bit and you only have 10 months left, you would do it over a 10-month period. The second one that comes to mind would be more on the loan side. So we did one deposit. From a loan standpoint, we call it our professional development line of credit. Simply a revolving line of credit. As you pay it off, it becomes available to you again. But what it's designated for is so that our realtors go out and continue to have further education and are able to distinguish themselves professionally. And to give you an idea, the rate on that is extremely favorable right now. It currently would be at a 7% rate, and I don't know if you've looked at credit card rates lately, but they can go as high as 18 and 20%. So this product is really meant to encourage the realtor to further their education, but at a reasonable price.
Well, these products sound like they're worth looking into. Let's take a minute now and talk about the Realtors Federal Credit Union, which is a little bit different. It was set up by NAR, and it was set up with realtors in mind. So
right off the bat, we have so many methods of access to us for convenience. We have in our network 33,000 fee-free ATMs across the nation. So literally, if a realtor would go in and put their address for their office or their home, I guarantee you there is an ATM that is fee-free, completely accessible to them. So that would be first and foremost. We also participate in what's called a shared branch network. We have 5,200 credit unions that we have an alliance with, that our members can walk right in, see a person, and transact business. That number is growing every month to a greater number. And then we can go into talking about just all of the online methods of how you can conduct business For starters, we have what's called remote deposit capture, and you don't leave your office, you don't have to drive or use gas, and you simply scan your checks to us, and we process them for you. Online transfers, everything can be done electronically, but I think one of the most valuable services that we bring to the table is we have member care and support access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think that is one of the most valuable benefits that we could possibly bring a realtor.
Well, thank you. So join us next month, and we're going to be looking at setting up your financial planning for 2014.